All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to our stream tonight. Captain Jack here. As you can see, we are going to be flying the TBM-930, the Daher TBM-930, and our tail call sign is going to be KEYW. My actual ham radio call sign, we're going to use that tonight. And we're going to fly from Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to skirt the Miami Class Bravo airspace. And then we're going to transition on down to Key West, and we're going to see the islands as we go along here. Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you're here with me tonight. I want to welcome you to, I'm going to try to do at least one more live stream next week at this point. Graham, good morning. Welcome aboard the TBM-930. Doesn't matter how many of you viewed tonight, or in the future on the replay, we've got room for you in this airplane. So we're going to get everything started up here and get going and get the airplane ready for taxi and takeoff. About an hour flight, once again, as we like to do. We are going to use VATSIM, but unfortunately tonight nobody is handling traffic in this area, so we'll just go ahead and fly ourselves. Pretty much VFR. That's the flight plan that I have filed for, and we'll fly this beautiful TBM-930. I have flown this airplane quite a few times, but it's been a little bit. So we're going to go through the checklist and all of that kind of good stuff. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit here of the Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel TB-930. So as you can see, we are cold and dark. We're going to be starting everything tonight cold and dark. So we'll get the checklist out. I do have the checklist here, and we're going to look on the upper panel here to start with. And the crash lever is up. Electrical source, we're going to go to battery. So we're going to go to battery, and we're going to kind of get things started up here. The generator, we're going to put on main. And we should not be getting an engine start at this time. So let's make sure that ignition is off. And make sure the starter is off. So we're going to wait a minute before we get a good engine going here on the TB-930. We'll go ahead and look down here and check to make sure that our landing gear lever is down. Everything looks good. Flaps are up. Okay, that's good. We need to go ahead and select our fuel selector there so that we can get started. Now, we'll go ahead and look for an engine start. So we're going to go back up, and we're going to hit ignition to auto, all the way up to auto there. The ignition is there. The aux BP, we're going to turn on. Okay. Propeller area, let's do a, can I get a clear prop? A clear prop. That dude, stay out of the way. We're not going to need him for pushback. So we've got a clear prop here. And like I said, it's been a little while since I've done this. We're going to set the throttle up to the start position. This is kind of a gear shift hand throttle on the TBM-930. So we're going to get here, and we're going to make sure that it's in the idle position. It's a little touchy using the Bravo throttle quadrant. It doesn't always want to stay quite where you want it there on the right-hand side. All right, there we go. Let's turn the starter on back up here and go to the starter on for 2 seconds. 1001, 1002. We can see the blades start to pitch up a little bit. All right, and we've got... good start going so far. I'm going to come down here and bring up our flight chart. Okay, starter is going. We're in flight idle. Okay, I am getting a fuel off warning. Oh, yep, turn the switch to the wrong side there. All right, now we're getting fuel. Graham, hope you're doing fine. Looking forward to seeing who else we get in here. I had to do the flight tonight instead of on Thursday because, of course, Thursday here in the United States is Thanksgiving, and we have all kinds of family coming over that day. And Wednesday night, my wife is going to be home, so I thought I'd go ahead and do the flight tonight. All right, so we are, if we look here at the prop RPM, the torque, the temperature all looks good. The NG is at 77%. 70 is the lowest it can be. So we're that set there. All right, going through the rest of the checklist here. We'll go back up to the aux fuel pump here, and we're going to make sure it is now in auto. All right, that's good. Fuel selector. Fuel selector is in auto. All right, AP and trim is on. Everything's looking pretty good so far. All right, let's look down at our MFD. Once again, we're at Fort Lauderdale. KFLL is going to be our origination airport. We're going to fly down the coast, and then we're going to head west over the Keys. Okay, let's go ahead and get over here. We've got a couple of things to look at here. I'm going to remove that. Okay, bleed, we're going to go to auto. All right, everything looks good so far. Inertial separator, we're going to go on. We're going to do our pitot and stall heat. If I can get it to move up like I want it to. Okay, it doesn't want to move up right now. I may have a switch for this over here. Let's look for this for just a moment. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, like I said, it's been a little while since I've flown the TBM. The main gen and the voltage are showing low at just a minute, so let's go back through the checklist. Starter ignition, auto BP is up. All of that is set. Okay, crash bar, let's bring down. Nope, that was wrong. Okay, the generator is not coming up. Let's get our instrumentation back here. Yeah, guys, like I said, I have not flown this aircraft in quite some time. Okay. Let's take a look over here at what our pressure is going to be. 3002, 10-mile visibility. The wind is from 130 at 10, so we'll be taking off probably on runway 10 there. And there's no warnings VFR, so that looks good. All right, our flight deck has come back up. We're not going to be using the autopilot this evening. I have not, like I said, I haven't done this in a while, and so I know basically how to use the autopilot, but we don't really need to put in a flight plan as we're going to be going VFR, and we would just ask for VFR flight following this evening. So we will, however, be using the Unicom frequency, and we'll dial that up. And okay, we have that now in the radio control window here, so that's good. All right, let's take a look at our at least initial flight plan here for just a moment. We're going to take off on runway 10 left. We're going to go direct to Manate. and then EYW and KEYW. So we're basically going to be flying down the south side of the Keys. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head off to the east a little bit so that we can avoid the Class Bravo airspace for Miami International, which we see in the blue lines here on the MFD. So we want to avoid that. So we will go out straight out east a little bit, and then we'll make a turn to the south, and we'll look out our right window and look at Miami Beach here, where it's a lot warmer than it is here in Colorado. All right, let's go back through the checklist here. Once again, I want to welcome you to Fort Lauderdale, and I see about 5 of you are with me right now, so thanks for being here. And please say hello in the chat, smash that thumbs up button. Oh, I heard a little bit of something on Unicom there. Smash that thumbs up button for me if you would like. I would really appreciate that. And we'll get started here in just a minute. I still need to get that generator. Okay. Let me do one more thing here. We're going to turn off the... let's go back up here now and see if we can get that generator. Generator does not want to come up. Okay. The auxiliary boost pump will probably turn off here in just a moment or two. Okay, before takeoff, let's go ahead and fire up some of our lights here. Flaps are up and checked, and we can check that on the MFD down here. No, right here. Our flaps are up, as we can see by the flaps indicator right here on our MFD. All right. I've been spending so much time in the 737-700 that I haven't, like I said, I have not flown this aircraft in some time. All right, we're going to go ahead and taxi. We're going to taxi to runway 10 right, which is actually just to our left. If we look out the windows here, we're going to taxi over in the direction out the left wing here. So let's go ahead and get started. We are ready. All right, taxi light is on. Let's check our throttle and make sure that we are now in taxi position. All right. We can hear the engine coming up just a little bit. And so we don't run over the flight sim guy who is in our way. Okay, brakes are off, and we're going to turn this way. Real smooth, real quiet airplane. Of course, it is a turboprop engine. Okay. Taxi? Oh, I better watch where I'm going. Okay, we're going to get over here to 10 right, and we're going to come to a full and complete stop. All right, we're going to put the parking brake back on. Parking brake is on. Okay, let me double check here. Okay, taxi light is off, landing lights are on, strobe is on, ignition on and auto. We know that auxiliary boost pump is indeed in the auto position. Fuel selector is auto. DI system, we don't need that here in Florida, do we? Let's see, the pitot left and right and stall heater. Those we just checked on just a moment ago. All right. There we go. Trim is set for takeoff. We're going to double check that, and I'm going to look right here on the MFD. Okay, our trim Okay, trim is set. Okay, flaps to take off, so we're going to bring in one notch essentially to take off of flaps. Bleed, we need to put I've lost my bleed switch. Okay. Oh yeah, bleed is on. That's right. We did that earlier as well. Fuel is checked. Amp meter is less than 50. So we'll take a look at that right here. Yep, our amps are definitely less than 50. We're at minus 69. Okay. Altimeter setting was checked at 3002, so our altimeter is good. And our transponder is set for 1200. All right, we'll go ahead and announce our takeoff here. Fort Lauderdale Unicom. This is our TBM-930 Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, ready for takeoff. Runway 10 right for an east departure and then a turn to the south. Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel on Unicom, Fort Lauderdale. All right, we've gone ahead and made that announcement, so let's release our brake. And we're clear to the right, clear to the left. And lined up. All right, here we go. Takeoff power. All right, and rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Need to come back on the throttle just a little bit. Okay, had to reset the trim a little bit there. Hey, Bernie, you're watching tonight. Bernie, I see you in the chat there. Thank you so much. Good to hear you in there, my friend. All right, you can see Miami Beach down there to the right in the buildings of Miami as we head out over the Atlantic here. This is going to be mostly, like I said, mostly a VFR hand flight. Okay, we can go ahead and bring flaps up now. Flaps are up. We're going to reset our trim just a little bit. And we're going to start just that little gentle right-hand turn. Out over the Atlantic Ocean here near Florida, guys. Okay, let's get her leveled out here. Going to do some trim set. Okay, Miami Beach off our right wing, and we should be out. Actually, boy, that Class Bravo airspace extends quite a way, but if we stay below 7,000 feet, we're good. So we'll go ahead and trim down a little bit. Let's take a look outside the aircraft. Miami Beach, there's the airport we just took off from, Fort Lauderdale. All right, everything's looking pretty good so far. We're going to go ahead and level out here so that we don't get into the Bravo airspace for Miami International. And I sure wish the ATC guys were on down here. They were on about an hour ago, but now they've they've deserted us, so there you go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of set the heading bug here a little bit. Thought I'd fly you over Miami Beach. Hey, good evening, Jeremy. NorCal engineers on board the TBM tonight. Man, I'm glad you're here. Glad you could make it. Yeah, we're going to fly VFR down to Key West. It should be about an hour, so I'm really glad you guys are with us here this evening. Okay. We're going to fly right down the sound here. And I have engaged the autopilot for the heading. Let's come back on board. We really don't have a flight plan programmed into the FMC. And actually, I'm going to turn us a little bit to the left here because we want to stay out of that class Bravo. Let's see, we need to be in this area here. Yeah, we're getting a little too close into the class Bravo, so we're gonna make a turn direct east here, and we're gonna stay below. Let's see, where am I? I'm at 4,000 feet. All right, I think we're a little too high here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the aircraft down a little bit. I'm trying to read the sectional chart while I'm doing this. Actually, we are, we need to be below 3,000 feet, so we're a little high. Hey, Ted up in Cheyenne, ground speed right now, we're doing about 253 knots airspeed. I'm going to go ahead and get us below this Class Bravo airspace so somebody doesn't holler. And let's see, we'll pull up the chart here in just a minute when I can get it stabilized down where we want it. Now we're going a little bit too fast, so I'm going to pull back on. Oh, guys, you're not going to believe this. I just crashed the airplane. Oh no, we overstressed the airplane going too fast. I told you it had been a while since I had been in, so we're going to restart this. Doggone. My apologies. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been in the TBM, so I think I'm going to embarrass myself here. But you know what? It's fun, and we're doing it for fun anyway. Let's go ahead and get back ready to fly here. Doggone. Yeah, y'all can start laughing now. Yeah, I got a warning light on the torque gauge and totally got it out of there, Jeremy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start us on the runway. So we're going to tell simulator here, we're going to go back to the main menu and we're going to start this again. I have not flown this airplane in some time and did not practice that. So yeah, Graham, you know, you got to be live and honest too. So we'll just restart. We'll restart with engines running on the runway here. So let's put us here on the runway, 10 right, which is where we took off from. And let's see, what else do I need to do? I think I've got everything already pretty well preset. So let's put ourselves back on here. And we'll let that come up. Okay, we are ready to fly this again. All right, let's go through the systems here and make sure that everything is up and running. I'm going to bring my instrumentation back in front of me here on on my screen that I have in front of me. All right, I need to get over here. All right, stand by, everybody. We'll get reshaped here the way we need to be. Okay, now I've got things set up here on my primary flight display that I showed you last week. Okay, parking brake is on. All right, that's happy. Inertial separator is on. That main gen, though, is still, I may have to watch another video on this airplane because I thought I knew how to fly this thing, but the main generator does not want to come on for some reason. It doesn't want to stay up with the mouse there, so we're going to just not worry about that. Everything else is set up nominal. All right, here we go again. Let's stay out of that Class Bravo airspace. All right. Throttle up. Go ahead and take the brake off. Okay, brake is off. Throttle up. Heels on the floor with the rudder pedals, and we'll get started here once again. Okay, flaps are in takeoff position. Man, she's being a little difficult to drive here. All right, 70 knots, and we're going to rotate at 85. All right, here we go. Okay, yeah, that's not quite as straight a climb out as I'd like, but go ahead and gear up. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to climb up here to about 2,500 feet, which will keep us out of that Class Bravo airspace. And Fort Lauderdale Unicom, Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, TBM-930 taking off to the east, runway 10 right, and climbing to 2,500 feet. All right, let's pull back on this a little bit. Let me get the screen here to where you guys can see. Yeah, we'll bring that throttle back a little bit. And, man, that generator is just, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Okay. All right, pitot heat and everything is set. Nope, we need to climb. Yeah, you can tell I haven't flown this airplane, and actually, I don't think I've flown this airplane since the beginning of summer before I injured my rotator cuff. So, we'll. There we go. Now our airspeed's coming up. We're climbing. There's a couple of things I can try to do. Okay, we'll bring the heading bug around there. I'm going to engage the heading bug in that part of the autopilot. Okay, I'm going to set my altimeter for 2,500 feet, or my altitude rather. Let's reset those. All right. I think I'm going to get the hang of flying this thing again here. Okay, we're going to take off, and I'm going to watch this Class Bravo airspace. We're going to stay at, want to get up to about 2,500 feet. So let's go ahead and climb at about 450 feet a minute, and I am using enough of the autopilot here for the main basic functions. Okay, we're coming through 2,140 feet. I think I did that one all right. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out some way I can show you guys the Class Bravo airspace, and you know what? I'll be able to do this in the future. Let's see. Maybe we can do it this way. Let's see if this is going to give us... No, that one's not going to give us the airspace. So I'm actually watching it on another screen over here. Okay, we can go ahead and we can come to about, I'm going to say about 150 on the heading. So we're going to go ahead and make a right heading turn. Let's go outside the airplane and take a look at where we are in relation to the coast. So see, we've come out over the water quite a way. But we are avoiding the Bravo airspace. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn that heading even deeper, and we're going to head back to the coast, but we're going to stay at about 2,500 feet. So let's go ahead and curve back in here and get back to the coast. I do have a way to put SimBrief with a trackable airplane up on it. Okay, let's see. Yep, we are at 2,500 feet, so I'm going to go ahead and turn us even further back in towards Miami because the idea is to see some scenery here. So I overcompensated just a little bit there. Hope everybody's had a really good day. Hope you're ready for a terrific Thanksgiving. Looking forward to a lot of my family being here on Thursday. And a week from tomorrow, today being in real time, November 21st, a week from tomorrow, I am having surgery on my right knee and going to have my knee replaced. So that's coming up. Now, once we get out of this Class Bravo airspace down to the south, I want to kind of head down. We're gonna skim the waves some. We're going to fly over Key Largo. We're going to fly over the 10-mile bridge. Let's go back up on the flight deck here and kind of see how everything's looking, and let you guys have a look too at the instrumentation. So yeah, this airspace right in front of us is a 3,000-foot floor, and we've got to make a turn to the south now to stay out of that. But at least we're going to be able to see the beaches and everything. So I'm going to turn us back because that next little blue area has a 1,500-foot ceiling ground on it and a 7,000 feet high ceiling. It's the bottom edge of that. So we got to come back around and stay out of that Class Bravo airspace because we are hooked up to VATSIM. And while I'm not seeing any other controllers on VATSIM, I am seeing other aircraft. Not many, but a few. There's an American Airlines aircraft. And I'm not sure why it's not registering me on the VATSIM map. So I'll bring this over here and so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. So we're looking at this. And we're down in here for some reason. It's not registering this flight. So we'll dump that out for just a moment. All right, we're going to stay out of that Bravo airspace. And I think I'm about to encroach on it just a little bit, but there's not much going on. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take off the autopilot, and we're just going to go down towards the coast, and we're going to hand fly the aircraft. How about that? Let's just do that. So let's just hand fly the aircraft. We're going to pull back on the throttle, lower our airspeed a little bit. Let's go down and look at Miami. And in just a minute, we're going to be below 1,500 feet, so that'll be below the Class Bravo. And we'll level out right in here. So the hotels of Miami Beach. And we're going to go on down to Key West. So any questions or comments, I'd love to see it in the chat window. I wonder if they modeled any girls in bikinis on the beach here in Flight Simulator. Probably not. Okay, so we're definitely VFR here, and we're going to cruise right over the buildings here. You know, they have rendered this pretty good. There's a golf course. Anybody want to play some golf? Yeah, we could do a little of that. Did a little sightseeing in South Florida. Man, I tell you, last night I was doing some stuff in Flight Simulator, and I flew over my mom's house in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was amazing. You see some of the islands here. For some reason, they're not rendering the causeway between the islands so much there. And I am flying the instruments here on my display in front of me as we take a cruise here over these lower islands. I believe it's Biscayne Bay. There's some pretty cool scenery, though. Maybe one day we'll do this up in Chicago. Now, that building looks important right there. Let's go ahead and climb up a little bit. Go over all these high rises in South Miami. Wow, that's pretty spectacular, really. I'd like to look at Google Earth now and see what all those buildings are. There's swimming pools down there. Okay, we're going to keep on heading south towards the Keys here. Now, my good buddy NorCal engineer that you guys see there on the chat window, that's my good buddy Jeremy, N6JER, and he and I will link up our simulators here and fly with each other a lot. And I'll show you something that he and I like to do. I'm going to go ahead and descend here. I'm going to throttle back just a little bit and slow up just a little bit. But he and I have flown along several coasts in some of these flights that we've done. And I love to get down low and skim the water. It's just a blast. And you can't do that in real life. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in the cockpit here, and we'll just do a little low along the water flying. We're at about 160, 140 feet above the water. And we'll just get here and do a little cruising along the water. And then we'll go ahead and head back up here in just a couple of minutes, but this is fun. All right, we're at about a 50-foot altitude here, 50 feet above the water. And we'll dip down a little further. That was down to 20 feet. It's a little scary at this speed in the TBM. It's a little bit easier in a Piper Arrow 3, or there's some mangrove swamps down there. The Piper Arrow or maybe a Cessna, but yeah, we've got the TBM here pretty doggone low. Need to get a little trim up here. Let's see, where are we now? We're 40 feet above the water. There we go. How about that? That's kind of some fun flying there. Yeah, you can see the altimeter there just on the lower left hand of your screen. And I do not want to crash the sim again. Let's not do that. Yeah, so we're cruising along here at about 50 feet off the water. That's pretty good. Plenty of mangroves over there here at the edge of the ocean. Okay, let's go ahead and climb back up. We'll do this again when we get out over the islands. Let's go ahead and climb up and gain a little altitude. And yeah, once again, we're totally hand flying the aircraft right now. Okay, I'm going to put the flaps back up to where we can get more speed going. Had them down for just a minute as well, going along kind of slow there, so I could help slow the aircraft a little bit. We're about to enter the Class Delta airspace for Homestead. I think we'll fly in towards Homestead. Might be fun to do a little touch and go there. Oh, got a little master caution and warning. All right, yep, we got too much on the juice there. Okay, let's see if we can approach Homestead. 500. Yep, we're 500 feet. I need to see a little bit further above there. If I can find the airport, and it should be off our right nose there in just a minute. Okay, there we go. Homestead, Unicom, this is Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, TBM-930, going to do a touch and go, Homestead. Okay. Yep, we're going to put our landing gear down. There's the runway. Let's do a quick little touch and go here. Our airspeed's coming down. You know, the one thing I'm noticing in Flight Simulator 2 is they put an awful lot of trees sometimes, I think, too close to the runway. So, yeah, let's do a touch and go here at Homestead. Okay, we're coming in good. Gear is down and locked. You see, they've got trees right at the end of the runway, so I'm having to come in a little high. Okay, let's go landing flaps. Whoop, little too much on the nose there. Okay, airspeed is coming down where we need it. Okay, we'll just go through this gap in the trees right here. Homestead Unicom, TBM-930, Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, touch and go runway 24, Homestead. Okay, we're coming in on the glide path nice. I'm a little left of center line. Okay, and just fly the aircraft down the runway. Let her settle, let her settle. Okay, there we go. All right, nice landing. All right. Oh, thank you. We got the landing applause there. All right. Okay, let's kick back up to takeoff speed. Okay, let's kick back up to takeoff speed. And the aircraft is not taking off. All right, what have we got going on here? I don't see anything wrong at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and roll up to a stop here. Good landing. The aircraft doesn't want to take back off. All right, let's see why I'm not getting throttle here for just a moment. All right. Okay, there we go, full power. Okay, our RPM is coming up. All right, we'll go ahead and take off. I hope we have enough runway. We probably do. Okay, rotate. And once again, a lot of trees there at the beginning, so we're going to shoot the gap in these trees. They're looking all right. Okay, positive rate, gear up. All right, guys, there you go. We did a touch and go, a touch and almost go at Homestead. We'll go ahead and climb out here. Now, this is really cool. I'll bring this over in the screen to where you guys can see it, but there's our landing rate monitor. We did get the applause, which means it was a pretty smooth landing. You know, it even says perfect on there. Minus 192 feet per minute. Just under 1 G in the landing, so that's good. All right, we'll go ahead and take off here and head on towards Key West. So yeah, what'd you guys think about that landing? Was that all right? Was that all right there in the back seat? Let's go ahead and set our trim. Get that nose up a little bit. We're going to head on towards Key Largo. As a matter of fact, Key Largo off over to our left that you can see. Okay, we're out of any troublesome airspace here. And it does not look like there's anybody to talk to at all in VATSIM. Jeremy, if you're still there, one thing I wanted to tell you is my good friend Scott, K0SAH, who is also not only a sim pilot but a former real pilot, he was telling me how we don't necessarily need to use some of the things we've been doing as far as being able to talk to each other and see each other in our real flight in using VATSIM. So I got to tell you about that here sometime soon. And one thing I forgot to do is give you guys a full view of the cockpit during that landing. So we'll record the landing in Key West. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves set for a pretty quick cruise down to Key West. I forget exactly how far it is. If we look here on the MFD for you guys, here's our aircraft, of course, and we're heading for Key Largo. And then we're going to turn to the right, or back to the west, and head on to Key West. Let's go outside the aircraft. By the way, that's US 1. That highway beneath us down there, that is US 1. A lot of long causeways down in the Florida Keys. But yeah, there's the town of Key Largo. Kind of want to get us trimmed out here for a fairly level flight. Very marshy and swampy down there, but I tell you, there are so many resort houses and all kinds of stuff here along the Florida Keys. Yeah, Ted, so good to see you up there in Cheyenne. We're hoping to have a digital repeater up there soon. Okay, I'm going to take over the aircraft and slow down. We're going to go a little lower down so we can see some of these hamlets and places that you maybe might want to try to visit someday. Actually, that's the town of Key Largo right here. I was a little off. Kind of forgot exactly where I was, but yeah, there's Key Largo here. And I'm going to tell you as we pass over some of these places is exactly what their name is. So that's US 1 right there, the white road coming from the mainland. You can consider me your Florida Keys tour guide here this evening. And we really shouldn't get up so high so we can actually see some of the vistas. A little bit later, we'll fly over the Naval Yard. Yeah, Bernie says, love those horizon views. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it, buddy? It really is. Bernie, N3ZF, is my neighbor across the street. So, Bernie, I'm thrilled that you're watching tonight. Say hello to Eric and Gina for me and the kids. And, yeah, you know, guys, this is what Key Largo looks like. It's laid out just like this. Look at Google Earth. And we're going to go ahead and make a turn down the highway here. I've flown the 737 in down here at Key West too, and it's a lot of fun. I wish I knew what all the buildings were. I probably should have studied Google Earth, but I didn't have a chance to today or the day before. I actually had been doing some other flights in the sim and was getting some other things ready, and then last night the simulator decided it totally crashed on me a couple of times, and I'm like, my goodness, what's going on with this thing? So I had to do some updates. And the simulator did do the updates properly, and then everything came back. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. But yeah, here we are racing along at about 179 knots, as you can see on the indicators on the screen. And we're buzzing all these people sitting with their tequila and whatever else they may be drinking. My wife and I were watching a beach hunters program here a while back where people were looking for beachfront property, and some folks bought a house here along the Florida Keys, and it was really beautiful, really beautiful. Man, makes you want to go on permanent vacation, I'll tell you. There we go. So once again, flying along the west side of Key Largo. I believe that's a high school below us. I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll keep on cruising here, kind of looking around. Flying the TBM-930. Do you guys like this airplane? Let me know if you like this airplane. It's a small business. Graham says seems to go on for Graham, it does. I think it goes on for about 120 miles out there. And we're flying right down the highway here, of course. Better watch my altitude a little bit. We're at about 200 feet as we roll on. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is bring us back up into the cockpit, and I'm going to slow us up a little bit. And we're going to try to get a look at some of the beachfront property here. And I got to be real careful about this, so we'll go on and come on down to about 120 feet or so. And I'm going to watch my instruments, and I'm going to let you guys look at the view from here. And I'm going to watch the instruments. I'm flying by looking at the PFD in front of me, so you guys can have the view there. A little bit of land to go over. Let's get back up here over the highway. You know, guys, this is a simulator and everything, but they render everything so well. I mean, these houses are all being rendered from Bing Maps. Let's go ahead and make a quick left turn here and stay with the island. And so the accuracy is fairly good. It really, really is. Okay, we're coming over, I believe it's pronounced Tavernier. Tavernier, Tavernier is the name of this area. And one dream I have is to ride the motorcycle. I really want to ride the motorcycle down to the Florida Keys and do this highway. Just look at all the water inlets there, all the boats, all the boat docks that people have. Of course, the only time I really wouldn't want to be down here is during a hurricane. That would not be fun. But, you know, it's been a long time. There's a baseball field and some tennis courts. It's been a long time since the Florida Keys took a direct hit, so that's very fortunate. And it's very sandy, and you can see how everything looks kind of sandy down there. That is rendering very, very true. So yeah, Graham, you're up there in Scotland, and this is a long way from you, buddy. Say you tried the TBM earlier today. It's a handful. Yep, it sure is. And, you know, like I said, a few months ago, I was flying at some and actually doing some programmed flights and some VAT. I wasn't doing VAT sim. I hope you guys can see that I'm actually really hand flying the airplane here at this point. Hey, there's a truck driving out, disappears in front of you. Some more hotels and resorts out the right window there. So when I offset those views like that, oh, let's not hit a telephone pole. When I offset those views like that, I'm really using the PFD and the MFD that I have in front of me on another little screen that I showed you guys in last week's flight sim video. And don't forget, we do record these, so they're all recorded and they're all set up for you to go back and review sometime if you'd like to. Okay, let's see. We're coming up on Holiday Isle, according to the map. Oh, and that's a private airstrip. Okay. Very good. I didn't notice it as we flew by, but it is coming up on my map here. And this now is Upper Matecumbe Key. Upper Matecumbe Key. And there's a little town called Islamadora. I know I'm totally butchering how to pronounce that. Let's go back outside the aircraft. Okay, I've lost my instrumentation and the airplane has gone dark. What in the world? Okay, I was able to bring that back. Okay, everything's coming back. Oh, you know what? I bet that was the generator issue. Okay, it's on main generator. Okay, good. Better watch where I'm going. Okay, there was a switch on my yoke, on my honeycomb yoke, that I needed to throw, that needed to engage that. So now we know. We'll know that for the next time. Because I thought there's some other TBM flights that we'll do. We're waiting for the PFD to come back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and gain a little altitude here and just check everything looks good. Generator reset. Because my instrumentation is not quite coming back the way I need it to. And I don't have a co-pilot to go through the checklist. All right, good. Oh, you know what? That brought a lot of stuff back. Okay, PFD settings. PFD mode full. Okay, let's just do that for the moment. We're about halfway down the keys. Okay, good. Everything is reset. I don't want the PFD split mode on that. I have it on the other side, so we're good. All right, that brought everything back up. How about that? We handled a bit of an emergency there. I want to stay in that house right down there. Yeah, that one. All right, good. My wife and I are planning to get to go do this sometimes. Yeah, Graham, we're always learning. I mean, if we're not learning something every day, then we're definitely missing out. I'm going to increase our speed a little bit. Now, this bridge, I believe, coming up here at Craig Key, we're coming to the end of Craig Key here on our underneath us, but we will be coming up shortly on the 10-mile bridge. There's a 10-mile bridge out here that crosses over between Long Key and Grassy Key, I think it is, which is going to be out in front of us here momentarily. So we're flying over the end of Craig Key. And there's a small little key right below us there, double long bridge, getting out over that. That would be, like I said, this would be so much fun to do on the motorcycle. Go ahead and kind of keep following the highway here, but we'll cut straight across the water. Really a little higher than I want to be, so let's go ahead and drop altitude. You guys can see the airspeed, the altitude, and everything on your screen there. Well, maybe you can on the left because the that's in the way. So here, let's just get rid of me for a moment. See, there's just all kinds of places to visit and people living and VRBOs and all kinds of stuff out here along the Florida Keys. Okay, this is not the 10-mile long bridge as we come across here. Don't know what the name of that little hamlet there is. My map is not telling me. Let's go ahead and drop some altitude again, get down near the bridge. Yeah, we're 500 feet and a little below now. Man, that's a long bridge. Okay, we're going to come up on Marathon Key. Let's see, Grassy Key is next. And then there actually is a landing strip out here, an airport, MTH Marathon. I think we'll fly over it, but we could probably do a landing there. But we're going to go ahead and keep on cruising down towards Key West. Yeah, Graham, can you imagine building these bridges out here? You know, just feats of engineering for sure. A little bit different than the 737 flights, right? Okay, there's what looks like to be the land. No, actually, we're not quite there yet. Yeah, that's too thin to be a landing strip. Yeah, but go take a look at Google Earth and follow it down, just like we've made this flight, and zoom in and look at some of these places. Absolutely fascinating. Okay, I want to try to stay at about 500 feet. Not 400, 500. I'm trying to use the instruments, but I keep looking at the views too. I do. I keep looking at the views. All right, let's see. Yep, coming up on Marathon Key, we should see. Oh, I see it. There's your landing strip. I wonder if we can get slowed down in time. Probably not. It'd be fun to do a touch and go here, but I think we're going to just go ahead and move on. We're kind of lined up nice on it, but we're too fast. We're just going to overfly it. Marathon Key. This is one of the bigger population areas. Glide slope. Not yet. No. Yeah, we're just going to overfly this one. Hello, Buzz the Tower. Okay, and we keep on heading west. Brian, how are you? Brian, KF5WCW. I give ham radio call signs here because I'm an amateur radio operator. For those of you who may not be aware of that. Oh, you know what? We're coming out towards the end of Marathon Key and that long, long bridge. I want to say that it's about 10 miles across it. So I got some baseball fields down there. Must have been a school or a park. Once again, you see people living all along the boat inlets, and we can see some boats and everything. I believe this is the 10-mile long bridge here at the end of Marathon Key that attaches to Big Pine Key. So we'll keep doing this. I'm going to go ahead and put us back in the cockpit for a minute. And we're going to take us down in altitude. I got way higher than I really wanted to be at that point. And that little bitty piece of island right there, that's called Pigeon Key. You know, Microsoft Flight Simulator does have some software that allows you to put a lot of boats in the water. I don't really have that turned on. Man, this bridge just goes on forever and looks like it just goes off to the horizon, and where's the end of it? Yeah, so this is that big long bridge, for sure. Now, what might be fun in a slower aircraft is to take off from Marathon Key and see if you could land on the bridge. I wonder if it would let I wonder if it would let you do that. That would be something, wouldn't it? Okay, we're doing about 150 knots through here. Long bridge. Okay, what's going on? Okay, there we go. Throttle seemed like it was kind of dying on me a little bit there. I don't have any warnings. I think, though, I can go ahead and turn the inertial separator off. I have not really gone through any of the checklist after takeoff because we're doing all this hand flying. There's not really anything else to do at this point except just fly the airplane. So let's just fly the airplane. And we'll continue on towards Key West. I'm going to back the throttle off just a little bit, get us out of the red so the airplane doesn't get mad at us. Okay, let's go back outside for the outside view because that's so worth looking at here. Coming up on Big Pine Key. And we're going to keep following the highway here down to Key West. Okay, we're about 2/3 of the way through the flight. Now the road makes a right turn here. And once again, this is known as Big Pine Key. Okay, and there's the highway going off to Key West there to our left. Well, maybe it's a good thing tonight that nobody's on VATSIM covering this part of the world. It looked like the guy who does an awful lot of the Miami stuff was on earlier, but, they're just not there. Although it looks like we may have an approach, maybe, at Key West. Let me pull this out of the way so I don't ruin your view there. Okay, Ethan McMitchin is on. Key West ATIS is 11975. So I'm going to see if we can start picking that up. Okay, no, we're probably not quite close enough yet either. It looks like there's an approach control for Key West. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Okay, Summerlin Key and Key West is going to be off in the distance. Okay, now Key West ATIS says 119675. I must have misread that. Okay, I'm not... doesn't look like I can quite dial it in. Key West is that bigger island off in the distance there. Hey, William, glad you're in here tonight, buddy. Thanks for checking in. I'll pull the camera back up and wave at you. William, thanks. Yeah, we're down over the Florida Keys, and we're going to come up on Key West here. For some reason, though, I can't seem to get 11967 dialed in here. Oh, you know what though? We can go and do this, so I'm going to have to watch this. Okay, we're Navcom. There we go. 11965. Well, I'm showing VATSIM saying 119675, and I can't quite seem to get my aircraft to go to those frequencies, either by the SciTech radio panel that I have here just to my lower right. Yeah, William, it's been a really, really fun flight, and just makes me want to go down here really, really bad. Okay, well, we don't have anybody with traffic, so what I'm going to do here now then is we're going to go to KEYW on the METAR. Okay. Yep. Oh, I better watch where I'm going, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Let's watch where I'm going. Okay, and I'm going to slow our airspeed up here a little bit. And I'm going to show you what we're going to look at. So we're going to look at the METAR for Key West. And so we are definitely going to come in on runway 19, which was my original plan. And here on my other iPad, let's go ahead and bring you back into the aircraft. 3000. Okay, she's wanting to nose down there, so I got to bring that back up. I'm going to give her some more power. We're going to do a turn around the island of Key West here so that you guys can get to see it, and then we're going to go in for a landing on runway 9. And the airport is going to be just off to our left here. There is a big naval base at Key West, so welcome to Key West, Florida, guys. There's a nice golf course for those of you who want to go shooting golf, but I don't have a golf gun, so I never go shooting golf. All right, let's see. Make a pass here over and around the island. Let's go outside the aircraft again where you can take a look. I'm going to try to slow us up a little bit. I'm going to give us 1 notch of flaps so that we do slow up a little bit. So 1 notch of flaps on the TBM. I remember one time when I was a kid, we came down here, a whole bunch of our family, and we actually toured a World War II submarine at the naval base here at Key West. It was really, really great, really fun. All right, let's go ahead and start a left turn here so we can keep looking at things. There are a couple of key islands way on out there. You can see the naval base off to our left there. Bring the view in a little bit. And yeah, there's even a ship there. There's a couple of cruise ships. How about that? That's pretty cool. Up here is where we're going to be landing in Key West in just a little bit. So we'll do a turn around the island, and then we'll come back this way and land on runway 19, or 09, actually. Yeah, I really want to ride the motorcycle down here, guys. And I'd like to get down on that beach right there and say I've been as far south and west, as far south anyway as you can get in the United States. And as far west out on the Keys, all the way from Denver, Colorado. That would just be absolutely stupendous, wouldn't it? Okay, there's our airport. And since the wind is off our nose, we're going to come back around and we're going to land right here on runway 09. So we'll take one more turn around the island. And I'm going to pull up landing procedures here. And we're just going to do a VFR in. So you guys enjoy the views while I'm taking care of a little navigational bit here. Okay, kind of buzzing this side of the airport, which normally you would never do in real life. And then I'm going to practice in the TBMs some with some navigational flights, and we'll do what would be a real flight. One time I did a circuit of Colorado. I took off from Aspen, I flew to Gunnison, I flew to Centennial Airport on the south side of Denver, and then I flew back to Aspen. And did that in the space of about 5 hours one day, and I did not do it all in one shot. I think I flew Aspen to Gunnison, and then I flew Gunnison to Centennial about an hour later, and then I had dinner, and then I flew Centennial to Aspen. So I might time out that flight sometime and see how long it is. So, all right, we're going to go parallel the runway here. And turn back to the right a little bit. All right, I'm going to bring us back into the cockpit. Okay, we're at 178 knots. We do have 1 notch of flaps, so that's not too bad. Okay, we're going to climb just a little bit to 1,500 feet. Back off on our torque just a little bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start our base turn. I guess we should get on Unicom and let them know. Key West traffic, this is TBM-930, Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, turning base for runway 09, Key West. Okay, there's the island off our left wing, so we're going to start final. And Key West traffic, Kilo Echo Zero Victor Hotel, turning about, I think about an 8-mile final for runway 09, Key West. Okay, let's get pointed back in. That base turn is way too wide, so we'll have to come back in. And we're going to start losing some altitude. Okay, there we go. Yep, there's the runway. So I'm going to turn back in here and get to our correct heading. Okay, there's the runway just off our center nose, just to the right. So we're going to come back here and buzz the guys on the cruise ship. Okay, let's back our speed up and raise our nose a little bit, start losing some airspeed. Okay, 150 knots, we want to land at about 85, and once we get the speed down just a little more, we're going to go ahead and do landing flaps and gear. Okay, there's the runway. Okay, landing lights and taxi lights are on. Yep, let's go ahead and get our landing gear down. That'll help slow us down, and we're going to go full flaps. Yep, landing gear is going down. Okay, I have 3 green. Landing gear is locked. A little more speed. Getting a little low on the speed. Okay, now we're good. I want to try to land between, anywhere between 80 and 85 knots. The wind is right off our left nose. Yeah, I kind of feel it blowing me over there a little bit. Okay, we picked our landing point. We're a little below the glide slope, but we're coming in pretty decent. Okay, coming over the threshold. Throttle back. Eyes to the end of the runway. Nose up. And we're down. All right, minus 78 on that. Was a good landing. Smooth, it even says, but I didn't record it. Doggone it. I hate it when I forget to set up a record. I've got a couple of things in my 737 checklist. Go ahead and retract the flaps. But I forgot to record that, guys. I am sorry. All right, let's slow up here. Okay, we're going to have to taxi on down to the end of the runway. I was thinking about something else and didn't slow up in time. So bring up the airport diagram where I can see where I am and try to drive at the same time. Okay, there we go. Now we can exit the runway. Well, I tell you, not bad for a flight in the TBM-930 after we had the initial faux pas. All right, we'll go ahead in here and taxi down to the FBO. Nah, that's can't do three things at once, right? So we'll taxi down here to the FBO and we'll park the airplane. Landing lights can go off. And the FBO is actually quite a ways down here. And it's that gray building right in here. Anyway, somewhere right in here is where the FBO is. So back into the cockpit, and let's go ahead and steer the airplane around here. I am really disappointed that we're not going to get to replay that landing. Okay, we're just going to park here in front of the FBO. Okay, parking brake on. All right, we're ready to start shutting the, let's go ahead and turn the taxi lights off. Trims and flap, we can reset. That's reset. All right, that looks good. Parking brake is set. External lights all off. Let's go through the shutdown procedure here. External lights all off. Autopilot and trim, we're going to turn that off. Autopilot and trim are off. AC is off. The bleed is off. Okay, throttle. Now this is the tricky part with this setup. Okay, throttle to flight idle. So we got to get it to move over there, and it's okay. There we go. Okay, throttle is at flight idle, and you do that for 2 minutes, and then low idle for 15 seconds. So we're going to just leave that set. I don't know that we're going to follow that exactly. So the inertial separator is off. Our pitot and stall heater are off. Okay, let's go up top. No, come on, get over there. I did a video on how to set this up, and it's always been just a little flaky. Come on. All right, now. Okay, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. Okay, so now the boost pump is off, ignition is off, generator is on. Okay, crash bar, come on crash bar, get down there. Okay, it doesn't want to go down for some reason, but the engine is shut down. Okay, we're good there. Now, if you're watching this and you fly the TBM all the time, you probably know exactly what I'm doing wrong, but I'm trying to kind of run through this here. Okay, fuel select to manual, crash lever is down. Not really. Okay. Oh, I know why. I've got to remember that those do control that. Don't want to do that just yet. Now, crash bar, come down. Thank you. All right, now we're good. All right, guys, well, there you go. That's going to wrap it up here this evening. Thanks so much once again for being here with me and flying down the Florida Keys. I am going to try to do a flight probably Tuesday night next week. Maybe even one between then. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Graham, 3 a.m. up there in Scotland for you, that's for sure. So good night. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you being a regular with us. And if you're not on my email list, drop me an email, KE0VH@outlook.com, and I'll send you a link and a time for the stream and all that good stuff. And we'll have another good time together here next week before I get that surgery. I am going to be gone for at least a couple of weeks, if not 3. We'll see how that goes, but I'll let you know that in email too. And really appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching Captain Jack of the YouTube stream here. And we will see you next time. God bless. Happy Thanksgiving. Live long and prosper.